Hey guys, it's AMC Princess Anna here! Today I'm going to be doing a test knowledge look at picture thing.
Knowledge test.
Yeah, it's a
about
knowledge test.
The way things work. We're going to see if she knows how something works, and then she's going to read about how it actually works. Starting with the hot air balloon. Can you please describe to the people how a hot air balloon works?
So a hot air balloon is basically a basket that has a balloon attached to the basket. So you sit inside the basket and it blows away. But there's a heat thing that, and I think the heat and the wind goes together, and then it lifts the air balloon. I've not seen how an air balloon really works, so that's why I'm just guessing it.
That's just a guess?
Yeah.
You must have some basis for that information. Where did you know about the heat thing from in the basket?
I think I watched it like Super Y.
Oh, when you were like 3?
Yeah.
You're so funny.
And
how
they
do you
turned
know?
into air balloons.
Oh my gosh.
And there was little heat things up the side.
Wow, child. 2-year-old information.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's read about how it actually works, which is pretty much what you said, but these will be some more scientific terms. So it's over here.
The envelope of the hot air balloon has to be big so that it can displace a large amount of air. Therapy? That kind of looks like therapy, but with the...
Thereby?
Yeah, thereby. Creating sufficient upthirst to float the basket and its occupants.
Occupants are the people in the basket.
Yep, occupants. Through the air. The balloon works like an underwater craft in reverse.
Like an underwater craft, but in reverse.
Yeah. Operating the burner heats the air in the envelope. The air expands. And some escapes from the envelope. The overall weight decreases.
Decreases, which means what?
I don't know.
What's a decrease? What's an increase?
A crease going in.
So if something increases, it becomes
bigger.
More. Yeah, increases. So if it decreases, it becomes
smaller.
Right. So start that sentence over. The overall weight.
The overall weight decreases, and the upthirst carries the balloon upward. Oh. So it gets smaller, and then it carries the balloon up. When the burner cuts out, the air in the envelope cools and contracts. Air now enters the envelope, increasing the balloon's weight and causing it to descend.
Descend. Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
So what does it mean to ascend?
Send.
To ascend. To ascend.
To lift.
To go lift, right. So to descend
is to land.
Right.
I like to call it land. To land. Where was I?
Fast descent.
Oh. Fast descent can be achieved by opening a port at the top of the envelope. This partially deflates the envelope to reduce the upthirst. A hot air balloon has no means of propulsion.
Look at the word. Break it down.
Propulsion.
Propulsion. Propulsion.
Yeah.
Is to propel something. Yeah. To move it.
Yeah. A hot air balloon has no means of propulsion and drifts with the wind. Entertainment blasts off the burner. Intermittent.
Intermittent means it breaks up. It's not consistent.
Intermittent blasts off the burner enable the balloon to stay at a consistent heat.
Consistent height.
Yeah.
Right. So let's break this down. First of all, the first thing I noticed that I did not know is that this is not called a balloon. This is called an envelope.
Yeah.
So the envelope of the hot air balloon has to be so big that it can displace a large amount of air. That makes sense. You need a lot of air to move through there.
Yeah.
Thereby creating sufficient upthrust to float the basket and its occupants through the air, because you got this heavy basket and you got all the heavy weight of the people. So you need enough air up here to carry the basket and the people, right?
Yeah.
The balloon works like an underwater craft in reverse, operating the burner. There's the burner.
Yep.
So turning that burner on heats the air that's in the envelope.
Yeah.
So they fill this balloon with air and then they heat it with the burner.
Yeah.
The air, when it's hot, expands. Okay, so it gets bigger. So it puffs it up, right?
Yeah.
And some of it escapes from the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
But the overall weight decreases. The balloon gets lighter. And so then it can lift up off the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the overall weight decreases and the upthrust carries the balloon upward. When the burner cuts out, when it's turned off, the air in the envelope cools and contracts. So when air heats up, it expands.
Mm-hmm.
And when it cools down, it contracts.
Yeah.
So when the air contracts, then air enters the envelope, increasing the balloon's weight and causing it to descend. So the balloon gets heavy and it starts to drop down. If they need to drop faster, they need to do a fast descent, they can open a port in the top of the envelope and let more air out faster, or let more air in through faster that's not heated. This partially deflates the envelope to reduce the upthrust.
Yeah.
A hot air balloon has no means of propulsion. That means there's nothing that propels it forward. There's no propeller. There's no a blower that moves it in a certain direction. It's completely dependent on the wind. It drifts with the wind. And intermittent blasts of the burner, you turn the burner on and off, enable the balloon to stay up. But there's nothing directing it. So you have to go wherever the wind blows you.
Yeah.
So they probably have to make sure that they fly somewhere not near like water, because what if you ended up flying over the water and landing in the water?
Yeah.
That would be a problem.
Yeah.
Would you go on a hot air balloon ride?
Yeah, I would.
You would do it?
Yeah. But first, I would have to bring every single pair of my clothes.
Every single what?
Pair of my clothes.
Why?
So I can get dressed every day if I were in space.
Well, I don't think you're going to go in the hot air balloon and be gone forever. It's just a day. It's just a couple hours. It's like just a ride. You like just go out for like an hour or two and then you come back. My parents did it one time. I never done it because I'm too afraid of heights. I would be terrified the whole time.
No, you wouldn't be terrified because do you see that basket? It holds you in the basket perfectly, and you won't fall out.
Well, I'm so glad that you trust that science, and I probably should, but my anxiety tells me otherwise.
But you should.
I don't think that I would enjoy the view as much as I would like to see the view. I don't think I would enjoy it. I think I would be sitting on the bottom of the basket praying that we didn't fall.
But we wouldn't. I'd go on a hot air balloon with Austin.
Yeah, you could. Austin would probably love it. Austin likes going up high and doing things like that.
Like when we did that seat thing, we went all the way up high to the top of the world.
So that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
That's a hot air balloon. Nice.
Okay, what's next?
What's next? Next is the toilet tank.